What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I've got another game analysis for you today. This is the showcase game of the OPSM Combine that I went to back in early or late November, I guess, in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is basically all the best players from the showcase. They get picked for the end game of the entire event and the entire weekend. We get put together and we play a pretty high level game, which actually in this situation was the highest level I've played at a showcase before. So this was a great competition, great match, lots of attacking options for me, and I thought I played very, very well this game. So let's hop straight into the video. We will press play here. Oh, excuse me. Okay, hold on. Let's not do that. I'm gonna mute this so that you guys don't have to hear the overlay. All right, so we'll press play. So ball comes over to the center back. I'm making that run forward straight away, and ball gets played into my feet a little bit with the wind or whatever it was, and then making a run through and just missing. So I'm gonna pause it right there. So one of the things that you have to deal with, obviously weather is a big thing. So just noticing how to play the ball. That center back was a left-footed center back, and he was fantastic at being able to check his shoulder and look up. And you'll notice several of these balls that get played over the top to me because I was telling the winger to tuck in, because the winger who was marking me, or the guy that I was marking on the other end of the field, he didn't follow me back very often, and he didn't basically recover. And so I was able to get overlapping runs because, number one, I'm fit enough to get up and down, but also I noticed he wouldn't follow me. So I was in empty space like that, making a cutting run in, and just missing that opportunity. Just wasn't quite fast enough on that one. So no big deal there. So we'll play. Trip over myself. And this is me just getting wide, getting the ball, looking up, not seeing many options. So instead playing it safe back to the center back, and we keep that play going. Just getting it the other direction. All right, free kick, put it in a great position here. Ball gets played across, and we just don't have the numbers in order to win that. So no big deal here. All right, so I'm just defending here, making sure that I'm tracking back. And as you're seeing, I'm running all the way there, trying to get in that 1v1 situation. He's left-footed, so I'm gonna show him down the line, and then he plays backwards. And then again, this is another left-footed player, so showing him into the line, and then we double team and get after it. So that's fantastic. Little throw in, little 1-2 there into space, and then we get the ball out. So great opportunity for us there. Corner kick, way overhit that. That was not a wind issue. That was just totally overhit, which was kind of a bummer. Here, again, recovering as best I can, getting the ball with the outside of my foot, and playing it back to our goalkeeper, which was a great recovery, I think. Pause. Okay, so this play is another situation. If you look at where the winger is and you look at where I am, this is another situation where I've gone way far forward because we have the cover. So we have our 4 players. So you see Manchester City playing this way a lot, and the interchange of the players can be different. So don't mind the shape, not the position of the players, if that makes sense. So if you notice, there's a block of 4, there's a square of 4 that are marking at best 1, 2, 3 players maybe on white, and that's our 2 center backs and our 2 6s, or our 6 and our 8, but they've dropped into a 2 and 2. So they're able to mark really, they're able to mark very easily a center forward and a number 10 or whoever. The winger in my position has tucked in but hasn't followed me on the wing. So you can see I'm at the top of the field right now, top of the screen, way in open space, because we have a 10 or a center forward getting marked by their outside back. Their 8 or 6, I think, is in no man's land. And we've got players in between lines, and then we've got a center forward and a winger as well on the right-hand side, kind of occupying a center back and a right back. And if you notice this positioning, you often see Manchester City play this way. Sometimes with City, what it'll look like is it'll be 2 center backs, the weak side outside back, and a 6 together, and then you have wide wingers, or a 9 is out in the wing, or a 10 is out in the wing, that kind of. So it almost looks like a 2, 2, 3, 3. I think I did that numbers right. Yeah, 2, 2, 3, 3 almost. Except it'll be like a 2, 2, 3. 2-1 almost, or something like that, if that makes sense. I know I'm sort of spewing numbers here, but that's the that's the idea. So again, we'll play it in just a second, but you'll notice how often this happens, right? So just again, notice shape, play. Great ball from that center back, right into space, cut the ball behind the guy, and then I'm just looking for that ball. He lets it through his legs, and then unfortunately gets defended out, but no big deal there. This is just another defensive play, so he's left-footed, so I'm trying to show him down the line. He cuts in, makes a pass inside, but we're able to defend and keep them in front of us, so no worries there. Another ball out. As you can see, I'm in a wide open space here, really taking advantage of that, and he blocks the cross. Probably wasn't really anybody on there, so maybe not the best opportunity, but that was just what I saw in the moment. So maybe should have played that back in retrospect, pulled it backwards. Little throw in there, and it just goes kind of a big touch from that player. Ball gets played into me, little defensive touch out, and they get retained possession of the ball. All right, here's another opportunity. So I am sprinting forward, so I'm gonna pause. Okay, so right here is where he needs to play that, because the winger is still behind me, so I'm able to pretty easily get forward. Their center back hasn't popped wide to me, and there's a massive gap in the space where either he can play around the guy who's marking him into space so that I can cut it across, or if he thinks ahead, he goes, okay, there's a guy, me, running all the way through that gap so I can play it in behind him, or watch what happens to the momentum of the defense as he does this, all that defense presses forward, and then you've got guys that are kind of in the secondary line of attack. I can cut it backwards across the face, and you see one of our players kind of holding his hands out like this, and he's saying, give me the ball, because look in the space he's at. He's got acres of space in between, and he can turn and shoot that. So just be aware when you are a number 10 or a center player, be aware of the timing of your run going forward. Because if you've got a winger or an outside back tearing forward, that may be the ball that gets played. In that case, okay, get in the box, or hold, watch the line of the center backs. If they have to sprint all the way back, there might be a gap in that area where the midfielders haven't recovered as well. So just be aware of that. All right, so we'll play. So he plays me a little bit late there, but we just retain possession of the ball, which is the most important thing. Next play, I'm like, give me the ball. He finally gives me the ball there, play it back across in that space I was talking about, but just a micro example. And unfortunately we get out. So a little throw in, give my midfielder some space and time over on the far side, and we recycle. Ball comes out to me, flick it to our winger, who then plays forward. I'm gonna let this play out because this is a good example. Decent cross in there. And then this is me just counter pressing, winning the ball, and then reset. And I'm like, calm. I put my hand out. I'm like, just relax the ball. We're in an advanced position. So good defense, good offense, and then good defense there for a counter press. Next play, winning the ball there. And I don't know what happens there. I don't think I got fouled. I think he just won the ball. Kind of a donkey touch from me. Another ball over the top, as you can see. Little ball into our center forward, who does a good job. Almost gets it in there, but again, very attacking minded. Easy throw in, just give it to the side, pause. Okay, so right at the end of this play, something to keep in mind, especially for outside backs, wingers, guys who throw the ball in, guys and gals who throw the ball in. When you're looking at a situation like that where there's multiple people that are open, or you've got a center mid who's in space, but they're being marked by a player who's on one of the sides of them, if they can check off, play the side where the defender isn't. I know should be like an obvious thing, but it's really important to play the player into space where they can turn, and they'll still have the ball, they'll still be well in between the ball and the defender, if that makes sense. All right, so we'll play. Next play. Ball comes over, defensive header out. Probably should have just hit that down into a guy. This is a little 1v1, so this guy's right-footed, and I noticed that a little too late, and he got a cross off. That could have been a goal pretty easily, so I just need to step a little bit higher there. Little opportunity here on the outside. I'm going to play there. So that's that ball I was talking about earlier, except we were reversed roles. Ball comes out to me, and Really good cross in, great area, just nobody kind of attacking that, and then almost get a goal out of that, just a little bit of a heavy touch. Center back gives me the ball out, and this is just a drive forward. I'm just gonna play as best I can down the line, and then keep going with my run, hold it up at the last minute, and then we get a corner out of it, I think. Ball comes out to me here, and then just, again, keeping the ball, pause. Okay, so this is the same idea that I was talking about with the, throw-ins. So I've played the ball, even though our 6 is being marked by 1 or 2 guys in his back, I'm playing it away from the defender so that he can kind of run onto it pretty easily, turn and play the other way, right? Very straightforward. All right, so play. Free kick in there, I'm backside. I get that ball, and this is just kind of a poor ball. I needed to really get that in because we had some tall players that were in there. All right, second half, first play, just a throw in. Really great turn by our winger who gets the ball down, and I'm gonna let this play out. Really good job driving forward, and then great tackle by that center back, and then we just get a corner out of it. And if you notice here, so pause, okay, so as I'm running backwards, recovering, that ball was played a pretty long way away, I believe, by one of the players in white as like it should have been a through ball, but it wasn't. I'm recovering for our center back. So the center back was up. This might have been actually off of the corner. But so I'm opening my body up, I'm running straight, and then all of a sudden I see I'm not marked by anybody. The winger who hasn't been really following me the whole game is really deep. So I've got tons of space between where I am and where that winger is, right? Massive gap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my body as much as possible. And as you saw, I was checking my shoulder, really making sure I'm in open space so that that goalkeeper can either clip it over the center back or center forward who's running on, or he can just play it on the ground either way. And what that does is that opens up an opportunity for either, as that white team, if they're going to decide to press really hard and their whole crew is going this way, where's the space? In behind them. And because the winger isn't very close to me, that gives me the opportunity to check. Okay, I get the ball from the center back, or the keeper, I guess. I open up, they're pressing super hard. We've got smart wingers, they're going to run in behind. Or if they're gonna leave us a little bit, it'll allow us to play out of that situation. So just keep in mind, where's the space? Xavi once said, my whole job at Barcelona was looking for where the space was. Where's the space? Where's the space? Where's the space? All right, so we'll play. And then right here, I should have played this now to our player, but I hesitated, and he gets pressure on him a little bit where he would have had, but to be fair, he does a good job of taking that touch inside, and then we lose possession, unfortunately. Little throw into our center back, and then I tell him, go the other way. Ball gets played out to me there, which is a great, and I notice kind of, numbers, and then I want us to just keep the ball. Inverted, so turn, play that ball, great run by the center forward, just not quite the ball I was looking for. Ball comes out to me, so big clearance. We were kind of under a lot of pressure there. I'm just trying to relieve the pressure a little bit. This one is just a recovery, play back to the goalkeeper. He gets really lucky here, hits it into their player and then catches it, so definitely lucky there. But another defensive interception, so did really well this game of like really making sure that my defense was on point. So you see me pointing, and then we'll let it play and I'll pause it at the end. So there, and then pause. Okay, so this is an awesome example of, and as an outside back, once you get into more advanced theory of the game and advanced playing styles, I was mentioning Pep Guardiola and City before, how sometimes Walker does this a lot. Cancelo kind of does this a little bit, but he tends to be more attacking on the wide side. Walker will tuck inside as a 6, and you saw me do that, and I'm telling the guys, like, play it behind me, because I told our winger, I said, when I tuck in, you go wide instead of the opposite, and it can happen either way, but I tuck in, that winger followed me, so there's a ton of space on the outside, right? It's a super easy concept once you get it and once you see it in practice. And then that ball gets played, I pivot, I understand numbers. I know that we're numerically advantaged moving forward. So I'm going, okay, cool. I'm going to go support that guy because I know he's going to get pressed. And we were able to do a little 1-2 and get out of that pressure. And our winger was, I'm not going to play the whole clip, but he was able to get down and get a corner out of it, which was awesome. All right, so we'll play. Does a good job there. Little throw in, just into our winger, plays the ball back to me. I got a little bit lucky here. That could have been an interception, but we get the ball moving forward. All right, little short corner. I thought he was fouled there, but I guess not. And then we just recover. On that same recovery, as we're coming back, I am now the right back. So you can see me defending here and then just getting in front of the guy, blocking the shot, and then bodying the guy who's about to shoot. He just kind of goes down, and it was very funny. Okay, really quick. Played out to the side, and we lose possession there, unfortunately. Notice our center mid getting turned. He's very good. That center mid was sick. And then my last play of the game was just a throw-in. All right, so that is it for kind of my thoughts on my play. Again, for the majority of the time, I was making interceptions or I was attacking. So I didn't get a ton of 1v1s, and the 1v1s I did get were kind of in neutral, other than that last one where I took the short corner and then recovered all the way back as the play progressed, and then I was the one defending the 1v1 on the right side of the play. Other than that, I really didn't defend a whole lot as far as like specific 1v1s in that game. Yeah, because I looked through the whole footage cutting this up. So for me, it was sort of a really great opportunity for me to showcase my attacking prowess and showcase my distribution ability and my ability to calm the play down and then counter press. In a lot of these clips, you saw not only starting the play with flicking the headers on or playing the ball in behind, but then as that play's developing, I'm not just sitting there, I'm going into the counter press and making sure that we keep possession in the final third when we are in there. And so that's something that I think as a whole, the team needs to understand, and you guys, depending on how you play, again, I'm not trying to force a coaching style or a playing style on you, but one thing that's really important to me and important at least to the teams that I play with is when that ball gets played and we are moving at the pro level, when you move forward and we get kind of a counter going, it's really important to force the whole team up so that yes, you risk getting played over the top, but in a lot of the teams that I've played for, and I fancy myself as a pretty fast player, I don't mind if we push up, they try to play a long ball. I fancy in most of the teams I've played with, a lot of the defenders, at least two of us, have been very quick. So it's kind of a gamble. It's always a numbers game, but at the end of the day, that's how I would like to play. If I'm going to coach a team, I want us to really counter press as hard as we can. If that ball gets played over the top or gets nice ball in behind and our wingers or our center forwards are kind of running onto it and doing their thing in the final third, I want us to be forced up there so that if the other team frantically tries to clear it and whatever, we're right there ready to win possession back. So that's how I like to play. That's how, obviously, I'm going to play however my coach wants me to play, but that's, I think, the best way, in my opinion, and in my coaching career moving forward later in life. That's definitely the philosophy that I would go with, because I think statistically, that's a better way to create opportunities and create chances. So that's it for the OPSM showcase video. I hope you guys enjoyed that game analysis as a left back. Played very traditional left back in a 4-3-3, very attacking, very positive mindset, positive moving forward, positive with the ball. And if you guys have any questions about playing left back or pro football in general, leave them down in the comments below. Like the video if you got value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.